Hello family, my name is Chris, I am your home gamer dad, and today is a very exciting day for fans of Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid, because if you head on over to RenegadeGameStudios.com right now, you'll be able to pre-order their next 2 sets that are coming out for the game, and get yourself a nice little promo pack along the way too. The 2 sets that you're going to be able to pre-order are the Shadow of Venjix theme pack, very cool because we've never had a theme pack before, and Ranger Ally Pack 3. If you pre-order both of these at the same time, you're going to then have the promo pack added to your cart for free, by the way. And in that, you'll be able to get the Super Zero Zords, which I did not expect to see at all. A few more Megazords, the Warrior Wheel, which is great. I'll be talking about a lot of that stuff momentarily in this video. But then you'll also get Scenario Book 2. Over the past few weeks, Renegade Studios has been putting out previews for everything that you're going to see in these 2 sets, which is actually really cool and different of them. They've never put out every single card at one time. Usually they'll show 2 or 3 cards from a ranger and maybe like 2 or 3 cards from a monster boss. But then once the set comes out, we would be surprised at what's in it. This is the first time you'll see all 6 attack cards or whatever cards they may be for the Rangers, and then all of the different attack cards and passives and everything for the monsters and bosses within these sets. You can kind of also guess which ones are doubled up and which ones are single. But it was really cool the way they did that, and very fun to see all the new stuff that's coming out and how a Ranger themselves will play within their deck and how you can start figuring out combos and whatnot. I am not going to go over every single card that are in these 2 sets. I save stuff like that for if I'm ever going to do a team breakdown or whatever lately. Depending on what's released and whatnot, because there's a lot of figures within these sets that, one, the Venjix ones are going to complete Beast Morphers, and then the Ranger Ally packs are going to introduce a lot of new Rangers from seasons that we haven't seen yet. However, I will be going over selected ones for each character in each one of the sets, and then I'm going to talk about the promo. So let's go ahead and start with the Shadow of Venjix theme pack. This is a different format for their small sets because we've never had theme packs before. Yeah, we've had big boxes that have had, the Rangers, monsters, and everything, generally from the same seasons and whatnot. But this is the first small set that we've had that features everything from a single season. I would love to see them do more theme packs because I think this is really cool and it's a great way to kind of just complete a season or just really give yourselves like all from one shot. Because if you really love certain seasons, like Beast Morpher's very, very popular season, you don't want to have to wait around for, all right, now the rest of the Rangers are coming and the rest of the monsters are coming. No, they have all these smashed together in the one. You can mix them together with the Beast Morphers that you have already to actually have a nice Beast Morphing theme game for yourself. Maybe one day I'll do that on here depending on how you want to see team breakdowns and whatnot. But speaking of breakdowns, I'm going to go over each one of the Rangers and then just like a card or 2 of like my choice that I thought was very interesting from what they showed off. And then I'm actually going to talk about the monsters and bosses in this, which is something I haven't done before. Let's start off with Nate Silva, Beast Morpher's Gold Prodigy. Once per battle, up to 2 different Rangers may each look at the top card of their deck and then may draw 1 card. You may use this ability during battles in other locations. Big thing about Nate, from him seeing a lot of his cards, is some of his abilities and everything are enable him to just do it from any location. It doesn't matter where he is, he can just do the ability regardless of anything. So when it comes to multiplayers, like mode and everything, instead of just solo, Nate's going to be fantastic. He is going to have so much versatility to him and so many different things that he's going to be able to do and bring to the table that I can't wait to actually try him with multiple people and see exactly how well he does in that situation. Generally going to be just 1 or 2 cards that I focus on per Ranger, but I have to talk about Legendary Arsenal, a 4 energy cost card. My entire graphic for my breakdown now needs to have a 4th slot to it. Maneuver, choose 1 combat card from the game box with an energy cost of 3 or X. So it has to be either 3 or a value of X. Play it, then remove it from the game after it's resolved. After its energy cost is X, treat it as though you spend 3 energy to play it. This is insane, guys. Do you realize what potential this opens up? This means that as you get more sets into your collection, Nate enables you to play those cards even if you're not playing the Ranger. It's insane. The thing is that because it says remove from the game, you can only do it once, but there are still plenty other cards out there that have either a 3, because they're all power weapons, or an X value, which are a lot of great sidearms that do fantastic abilities, that you could just pull from whatever extra cards you have left over that you are not using for your game. Insane. Absolutely insane. I can't wait to play with this card. It's going to be amazing. Let's talk about Nate's brother, Steel. I love this part of the show. It's just such a wacky part. Plus it shows that anybody can be a ranger, including a robot. All right, so Steel, Beast Morpher Silver Ranger, Mr. Fantastic, super handsome, strong as steel. Once per battle, when you would draw a card, you may instead discard the top card of your deck. If you do, add 2 dice to the next attack any ranger performs during this battle. Working together with Nate, because Nate enables you to look at that card. If it's something you don't need, put it back, and then Steel tosses it and just adds dice to the attack. Nate and Steel, from the 2 cards that they are from their 2 decks, from what you can read online, work so well together. I mean, they are brothers after all, and they kind of really did things in, tandem together during the show itself. Before I show off the 1 Steel card that is really interesting, I do want to show off Striker Beast Blast for both of them, both of the Striker Beast Blasts. After you resolve this attack, any ranger may discard a copy of Striker Beast Blast from their hand to perform an attack with 2 dice. So now if you have them 2 together, you may fire off 1, and then the other person says, hey, look what I have the other one, discard. Now you have a 4 dice attack for 0 energy costs, but you need the both of them in battle. This is going to be absolutely fantastic to play, if you have multiple people. These 2 mixed with Bulk and Skull are just going to be absolutely wacky. Striker Saber Gold, any ranger may reveal a card from their hand with Striker Saber in the name and add 1 dice to the attack. And Striker Saber Silver, any ranger may reveal a card from their hand with Striker Saber and add 1 energy. You're either getting a free 3 dice attack, or what was the other one, or a 1 cost 4 dice attack based on what you show from your hand, what you have, and just kind of bouncing back and forth with each other. It's like, hey, I got this, you do that. Cool, I got this, you do that. Just the brothers working together in order to be able to build out these massive attacks in order to take down enemies. Absolutely insane. And I can't wait to really, again, put these guys on the table and see how well they work, because in my brain, it makes sense, pulling out these cards and everything. Love to see how they actually work, in conjunction with them. And I feel like the Striker Blasters and these Sabers will both appear twice in both of their decks. And just really quickly, I wanted to show this card off because it actually shows Steel as Steel without him being morphed. I think that's awesome. I am amazing. Reaction. Play this card at the start of a battle. You may draw 1 card, gain 1 energy, or deal 1 damage to an enemy card of your choice. He is amazing. He is amazing just to be able to do that. Like, start a battle, play this. Oh, we got a 3rd energy in the pool, or boom, 1 damage to that because you're going to need to destroy it. So cool. I love it. If this appears twice in his deck, that would be even better, because then it's just like you can play them both back to back, gain 2 additional energy, or destroy a weak foot soldier card before you even get into the battle. Fantastic stuff. Tenaya 7 is the new monster you're going to find in this pack. The last 2 are bosses, actually. And between her and Venjix, both of his forms, they have this new mechanic to them that kind of scares me. Just for example, here you go, Hand of Venjix. Deal 3 damage. If any cards are discarded for defense as a result of this, remove them from the game. You have 10 cards in your deck. That also represents your health. So any card that you remove from the game, which means you will not have in your possession at all for the remainder of that fight, is scary, is very, very, very scary. Especially with her being a monster, she may appear in round 2. How many cards are you going to lose, right from the game like that? Are you going to lose 1 or 2 cards? There's more than just this in her deck that removes stuff from the game. This remove from the game mechanic is something that I'm very terrified at, because I can see it really snowballing itself. But at the same time, I'm interested because I want to see what there are in terms of different ways to get around it. Next, there's Perfect Evox, one of the 2 bosses that are in the Shadow of Venjix pack. Again, a lot of stuff that revolves around removing stuff from the game, stuff that if you read through it, you're going to look at and be like, oh my god, this is terrifying. But I wanted to talk about this one, Reality Trespass. If this card is in play at the end of this battle, move Perfect Evox's figure to the next location clockwise that is not at its figure limit. That doesn't mean if it's panicked or not, it just doesn't have to be at its figure limit. that location becomes panic. So you now have a boss that moves around the board, causing more panic as it goes, which means then on your next turn, like the next ranger, like after the battle's done and everything, everybody would need to use a action to move to him. So it's like he eats into the action economy of the game. Fascinating ability. Surprised we haven't seen anything like this before, and I'm sure it won't be the last time. And then final Venjix, the title character for this pack itself. Again, lots of really terrifying cards in his deck. He's a boss. He has to be super strong and everything. But we have Deletion Beam right here. This is the one I wanted to point out specifically. Deal an amount of damage equal to the number of combat cards that have been removed from the game so far. You want to use that arsenal from Nate's thing? Well, guess what? That's a card that's been removed from the game. That counts as part of it. How many cards between these guys and all the other, like Tenaya 7, whatever, to knock out cards that way? This could be a massive amount of damage, and also just kind of show you how many cards these creatures, these monsters and bosses are intending to remove from the game. 8, 12, half my cards, 15? That's going to be nuts. And then how do you go ahead and defeat something like this? All these questions and more, I am looking so forward to being able to answer once this set comes out. So again, head on over to RenegadeGameStudios.com and definitely pre-order this one and the next one, which I'm going to talk about right now, Ranger Ally Pack 3. I love this pack. It is all about the ladies and how strong they are and just bringing all types of really cool new mechanics to the game. Let me tell you, I don't know how you do it. Jonathan Ying and all you guys over at Renegade Game Studios, how do you do it? How do you keep coming up with new mechanics and new ways to introduce different powers and everything to all of these Rangers and make each one so strong and so unique that it's like, wow, I would have never thought to do that. Aquatarian Rangers, I thought they were going to be their own set, but we have one right here. And Dr. K, who would have expected Dr. K to be her own thing? Oh, let me talk about each one individually, and then I'll geek out as I go along, obviously. Corone, know your enemy. Once per battle during any ranger attack, if it's an effect that allows the guard keyword to be ignored, you may gain 1 energy or deal 1 damage to an enemy card of your choice. Really cool how they do something like that, where it's like, if somebody plays a card that ignores guard, then this is what activates. You're ignoring guard, awesome, I'm going to do something else. And that kind of leads me to think that a lot of the other Lost Galaxy Rangers will have stuff like that. It's cards like this that make you start predicting and thinking about what other cards will come out in order to kind of round out the series and round out all the team and see how they combine together. So any of you not familiar with the story of Lost Galaxy, there was actually 2 Pink Rangers throughout that season, Kendrix and Corone. Corone was the second one, and this is Andros' sister. She was Astronema. When going through this deck, there wasn't really anything that stood out to me so much that said Corone, other than Dark Insight, which means that if they ever made the Kendrix deck, most of the cards that are in Corone I can see kind of rolling over and her just kind of taking and being part of her deck. Dark Insight, a 0-cost reaction card. Play this card when any ranger performs an attack. They may ignore the guard keyword, which would then trigger her thing, when choosing a target for the attack. If the target has the guard keyword, gain 1 energy. Don't know why you wouldn't... don't know why you would choose to ignore the guard keyword on a card that doesn't have the guard keyword on it. But yeah, kind of a weird wording one for that one. But I love it because it shows the duality of this particular character. What she was, the dark, evil Astronema, and then what she became, a Power Ranger, a hero, someone people could trust and depend on. Speaking of which, this is the other one I'm curious about. Transdagger Pink. Attack 2, you may ignore the guard keyword when choosing target of attack. If the target, you can read it there or whatever. What I'm really more curious about is that there are 2 like kind of weapons that all of the Lost Galaxy Rangers have, the Galaxy Rangers. They're Quasar Saber, which is like a big sword that every single one of them has, and that's what initially gave them the powers of the Galaxy Ranger. But then they have these Transdaggers, and the Transdaggers transforms into different weapons, or they just have it as the dagger itself. What I like about this is it says Transdagger Pink, which means will the other colors do different things? Now, there is the Transdagger bow in this, so you actually see it in its weapon format. So now you have it just as the dagger itself doing something. Again, as I mentioned before, a lot of these cards that you see kind of lead to predictions of what is Lost Galaxy going to bring to the table? What are the other mechanics you're going to see when the other Rangers come, are finally released, and what you can expect from this game for the future. Udana, White Mystic Ranger. Love the Mystic Force. They're I love that season. So good. Very interesting ability. Reserve strength. Once per battle during any Ranger attack, you may convert one hit or double hit result to a miss. If you do, gain 2 energy. Now, you don't want to miss. Missing is terrible. Gaining 2 energy to take the miss is really not that bad of an idea. That's a pretty good reward for taking the miss. And if you're fighting something that only has like 1 or 2 health left, you roll the dice and you get, 2 hits on 2 dice. Rather than that extra dice just being lost to the nothingness, change it to a miss and take the energy. Flash Freeze, a 3 dice, 1 energy attack. If you roll at least 2 miss results during this attack, the Rangers may take an additional turn after this one. We have never seen anything that grants Rangers another turn. We've seen them skip their turns quite often. I've done it without even needing a card before. We've never seen them take multiple turns in a row on the same action phase. It's a 3 dice attack, so you actually have a pretty good chance of hitting it, and then her ability itself will turn it to a miss. So if you do a 3 dice attack, you roll 1 miss and 2 hits. All right, so you did 1 hit, you roll it to a miss to gain 2 energy, and then you literally go again right there, and it's just another attack. Anybody can take it. Anybody can play anything they want. It's a really awesome kind of setup move in a way in order to be able to play something else bigger. And it's just a really cool mechanic that I was not expecting to see. Awesome to see. Can't wait to see more of it. I can see as Dino Charge starts getting released, we're going to see a lot of these single Rangers pop up in various ally packs. Because let's be honest, you have the 6 core Rangers, and then you have 4 or 5 other Rangers that got their Dino Gems later in the series that kind of pop in and out throughout the course of the Season 1 and Season 2. Kendall being one of them. Dino Charge Purple, Deep Digger. Once per battle, any Ranger may search their deck for one card of their choice, then shuffle their deck and place that card on top of their deck. So you're literally stacking your deck. She enables you to just find a card, put it on top, you're good to go. I chose Dino Morpher Blast to show off because this is the standard issue sidearm for the Dino Charge Rangers. This is their Morpher, what the transforms them into their Dino Charge, suits and everything. But again, it's a standard issue sidearm, and usually those are either X value, or 0, or 1. This is 3. This is a full 3 energy cost weapon that I'm sure every Dino Charge Ranger will have, because they all have it regardless. But still, it's a 5 dice attack. After you resolve this attack, any Ranger with a once per battle ability may gain an extra use of that ability this battle. Also, something we've never seen before. These once per battle abilities, they trigger, they go, and then you just kind of move on with that. There's so many once per battle abilities in Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid that to be able to take advantage of them multiple times throughout the course of the battle really gives the Rangers an edge. And again, something new, something we haven't seen before, something I'm excited to play with. Rangers of Aquatar, Delphine, the actual first female Ranger leader that we have seen in the Power Rangers series. Not in Heroes of the Grid, we've seen that already with Jen from Time Force, but I mean just in general because she came in Season 3. She was also one of the first female Rangers to not be pink or yellow. She's a White Ranger in this case. So a lot of cool firsts for Delphine. I really, really, really wish that this was their own thing, like there was just an Aquatar Ranger 5-pack that they released with all 5 of them together and everything. But I'm cool to see her here because she does some crazy stuff. Honor of Aquatar. Once per battle, when any Ranger rolls a miss. A lot of miss results needed for these Rangers. During an attack, deal 1 damage to an enemy card of your choice. Does not sound like a lot, and it's not per miss. It's just if a miss is rolled out of however many dice it is, you do 1 damage. But, and this was the thing that was really interesting to me when I first saw it, she has this card in her deck. False Swipe, a 0-cost reaction. Play this card when any Ranger performs an attack. Convert all hits, that's single and double, to misses. The Rangers may take an additional turn after this one. Aquatinian Saber, is that how it's pronounced? Aquatinian? Gain 1 energy for each miss result rolled during this attack. Now, it is a 3 energy attack, but you do this Saber, you play False Swipe, you go from spending 3 energy to gaining 6. You've doubled your energy in 1 turn. And then you get to play a card immediately afterwards because of the False Swipe. So now I have 6 energy in front of me because of her power. Now what? Now I can play an X energy card, pump all 6 energy into it, and do something absolutely crazy, whatever that X energy card is. So the first time I saw False Swipe, I was like, why would I want to do this? Why would I want to just completely miss an attack? This is one reason. There's another reason in her deck, which I'll let you guys take a look at and discover for yourself. But this is definitely one reason why you want to completely whiff an attack, because this just gains you so much energy in 1 shot that the moment you take another attack, which you get because of False Swipe, you could just lay waste to things down on the field. Oh my God, these Rangers are amazing. I love them. I love them. I love them. And this brings us to Dr. K, the genius scientist from the RPM saga, creator of the RPM Rangers, and just one of the greatest characters ever in all of Rangers history, at least in my... I love Dr. K. Dr. K is amazing. Mission control. While your figure is in the command center, you may participate in battles taking place in outer locations. If you do, you're not considered to be... She basically has an alpha sense. She stays in the command center and is able to play cards from her hand as if she is in battle with you. Like Alpha 5, if you guys know what I'm talking about, where she has a lot of support cards. Almost everything of hers is support, and the things that she does is use in order to be able to make the Rangers stronger, and she doesn't have to be in the battle to do it. I hope that there is an actual like AI version of this rather than a character, because I'd love to use her in solo mode. Otherwise, that she'll be traveling with me around and she's not really built for that. I'd rather her stay in the command center like Alpha 5 would and like support me from there with cards like this one. Engine Cell. 2 energy reaction card. Play this card when any Ranger plays a card with an energy cost of X. Resolve that card as though they spent 5 energy to play it. So you're spending 2 energy to make an X card 5. Now, I think with a lot of these, that's it. Like, you can't do any more because it says resolve this card as though they spent 5 energy to play it. You can't pump more into it. You can't be like, I spent 2 energy to do 5 and then I have another 3 energy and build up from there. I'm pretty sure that's how I would interpret this card. You guys can let me know down in the comments below. But to me, that's what this reads. You can only spend 5 on it, which is fine. It's more than fine because there's most X value cards, you'll probably only put like 3 or 4 if you're lucky energy into it. So 5 is fantastic. It's not spandex. I love the title of this card, but it's also a really cool, unique card. Reaction. Play this card when any Ranger reveals a card for defense, add 2 to the defense. Play this card when any Ranger performs a recover action, subtract 2 shields from any card. Why is this unique? Because it's a reaction that has 2 different triggers to it. Whenever one of these 2 happen, you can play this card in order to resolve one of the effects. That is an awesome ability to have because it gives it more playability. It gives it more options in order to be able to have it in case something happens. You may not want to defend a card because your Rangers will be able to take it. Hold on to that for the recover rank to give somebody a little bit more strength back. Fantastic. Fantastic. So that covers the 2 sets and just like the little things I want to go over. Again, you can always go onto the website itself and see all the rest of the cards. But I do want to talk about the promo pack that will be coming with these sets if you pre-order both of them at the same time. Of course, I'm going to do that. I already said shut up and take my money, but that's exactly what it is. You know, I see these. I was going to buy these before even knowing anyway. But we have the awesome promo pack here, which includes all 5 of the Super Zeo Zords. These are the upgraded Zords that the Zeo Rangers got around mid-season. Also, the Zeo Mega Battle Zord, which is the Red Battle Zord connected with the Zeo Zord. Did not expect to see that, which was awesome. The Super Zero Megazord, of course, because we have the 5 Super Zero Zords. And the Warrior Wheel. We get the Warrior Wheel. That's fantastic. I can't believe that they included that just because. Oh, man, there's so many Zords in this game. It's crazy. Again, you can check any of these out on the Renegade website, which is all down in the description, by the way. You can also click on that just to go right to there. But I want to talk about first the Warrior Wheel, which is so nuts. Exhaust this card at the start of any Ranger turn in battle. Skip that turn. Done. The next time any Ranger performs an attack with an energy cost of 1 or 0 during this battle, add 5 dice to that attack. What? Are you serious? You skip your turn, which may not always be the best thing to do, but it happens. And then your next attack gets 5 dice added to that. And then if you had this on the field, the Super Zeo Megazord, exhaust this card at the start of a battle. Each time a ranger performs an attack during that battle, they may divide damage from that attack among any number of targets for the entire battle. The entire battle, you could just spread damage around the whole time. I did X amount of damage. I have 4 left over. Well, you're going to take it. I have 3 left over. You're going to take it. Always remember the guard rule because this does apply to that regardless of anything. But you can destroy every guard card in like 1 turn. And then on the next turn, destroy every other card. Like, this is sick. This is amazing and awesome. And I have yet to actually pull a Megazord in my game, but something like this hitting the table will just, chef's kiss. So good, so good. So there you have it. These are the next 2 sets that will be coming to Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. Head on over to RenegadeGameStudio.com in order to be able to pre-order that. There is a link down in the description below as well, so you can click that and head on over that way if you wish. And, check them out for yourself. See what all of the previews for the cards are. See what you think of them and everything. And, of course, add them to your cart and pre-order them. If you pre-order them both, you get that promo set. I have already done it already, so expect to see them hit this channel. Hopefully sooner than later based on whenever they're released. Guys, you have been awesome. Thank you so much for checking out this preview for the new Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid line. I will definitely be doing more of these as Renegade announces stuff going forward. Let me know what you thought of all of these down in the comment section below. Which character are you most looking forward to? What combos are you already starting to contemplate in your head in order to be able to bring to the table and defeat these major bosses and villains and monsters, especially the 3 that are coming into this? I want to hear all of what you have to say down in the comments below, and I look forward to showing you guys everything related to this in the future. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the Home Gamer Dad so you don't miss any future Power Ranger previews or sessions or team breakdowns or all kinds of cool stuff from Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid, along with all the other fun stuff that I put out on this channel as well. Guys, take care of yourselves and each other. We are family forever, gaming together, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one. Take care. Stay safe.